Dang! What's up with all these books?
Hello. What's shaking, BookTube? My name's Cam and welcome back to another video. Today I am doing the Bookish Pet Peeves video, which means that for the rest of this video you're gonna have to hear me basically whinging about stuff that makes me angry. Stuff that makes me really angry. And just to clarify, this isn't going to be specifically things that are in books. It's actually going to focus more on stuff on the broader spectrum of bookish stuff that kind of ticks me off. And that's going to include some things about the bookish community as well, so... roll it! Straight away, I already know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Cam, this video has already been done to death. Every booktube has already done Bookish Pet Peeves. The Bookish Pet Peeves video, it's been overdone at this point. And you know what? I know that. Didn't want to be left out. I even watched a lot of the Bookish Pet Peeves videos before I decided to make this one to make sure that I wasn't just repeating stuff that had already been said. You know what? Hell, I might be, but fuck it. For the record, this video will be in order, so it'll go from what least pisses me off to what most pisses me off. But they're all pretty shitty things. And starting at the top, number 5 is when it is not clear that the book is part of a series, or even worse, when it doesn't tell you which book in the series it is. For example, I picked up this book a long time ago, and I had no idea that it is part of a series because it doesn't say it on the back, it doesn't say it on the front, it doesn't even say it on the fucking inside blurb bit. It just gives a vague but interesting description of a pirate crew who are on an adventure. I didn't know they'd already been on a few adventures, or that this adventure was part of a much bigger adventure. No, I had no fucking idea because it doesn't say it. Or there's the Once series that I absolutely adore, but for the most part, it doesn't tell you on the physical books themselves which one comes at which time. I hate that it's a standard now that I have to be walking around with my phone in a bookstore so that I can check that the book is a standalone or the first in a series before I buy it. Number 4, and this is that bookish community stuff I was talking about, and that is unbudging fandoms. I'm talking about the series fandoms that just will not accept that there are people out there with different opinions than theirs, and they have to clarify why every one of their negative opinions is wrong. I've made a point of purposely avoiding talking about Harry Potter in most of my videos because I'm quite sick of finding people in the comments who are like, well, actually, it doesn't make much sense that you don't like the Harry and Cho romance because on page 340... Even just saying that small bit right there, I've probably already pissed off a few Harry Potter fans. And I like Harry Potter. If you're part of a diehard fandom, that's fine. But if you happen across a video where someone doesn't like the thing that you're a fan of, relax. Just calmly close it, dislike the video if you have to, and leave. If you start a comment with the word, actually, I'm not going to reply. That felt a bit mean. I'm being a bit dramatic. I'm sorry. Number 3 is pricey ebooks. I think there is absolutely no reason whatsoever, no matter who the author is, to charge more than $10 for an ebook. There's no need. The reason we're paying so much for books, especially in Australia, is apparently because they're printed and produced overseas. Then we have to take into account the fact it was shipped here, the fact we need to pay a bit more so that the bookstore itself can get a bit of the profit. When it comes to an ebook and it is literally just data coming to you from a server somewhere, when all it is a transferring of data that takes away from nothing, there is just no need to charge more than $10. There's just not. If I sound frustrated about this, it's because a lot of the books I've been interested in reading that I can't get here in Australia, I've gone on to Amazon, on the Kindle store, I've looked it up, and it's like $30. $30 for an ebook is fucking mental. It is absolute robbery, and it pisses me off because the reading community itself is dwindling, and it's harder to keep people reading in these ways, and when you are just flat out cutting their pockets like that, it pisses me off. There's no need. Oh, I can already feel myself getting triggered! Number 2, nearly there, number 2 is the fact that I live in a country where the book community not so much the book community, but bookish events, that sort of thing is absolutely pathetic. It is, it's just not good. We don't have any kind of big BEA event. And look, I get it, maybe there's just not that much demand for it here in Australia, maybe it's just a matter of cost, but it still sucks. There is nothing here that we can collectively go to as book lovers just to enjoy reading and writing for what it is. For my overseas friends, I'll kind of clarify like this. We have, you know, Comic-Con and Supernova, that kind of stuff, but that's more pop culture conventions. It's not really a focus on books, but authors and that kind of stuff get lumped in with that. So we pretty much have that, or we have these kind of writing festivals, which bookish people will also go to, authors and that kind of stuff, but that's more geared towards adults who are looking to go to panels and seminars where they can learn about writing and how to market their writing. That's a really formal thing. It's not like a bookish convention. It's definitely not something geared towards kids that love reading. And then we have children's reading festivals as well, which are more geared towards kids, but then is a bit alienating of the older audiences. There is nothing that merges all of these things together into one convention, and that sucks. And there's sure as hell not as much booktuber encouragement within Australia, which again I get because most of the big booktubers are in America, but it would still be nice to have something like that in Australia. Last but not least, the thing that pisses me off the most, and the reason this is number one, is because it's not only for books, it's for all forms of media. I hate this. It's one of my pet peeves in life, not just a bookish pet peeve. Spoiler alert, it's spoilers. I know some people think it's like edgy and funny to spoil things for people who are really looking forward to the big twist or the big finale, but it's not. You're not funny, you're just an asshole. And I know this video has been riddled with sarcasm and humor, but I really want you to listen to me when I say this. If you spoil things for people, you're an asshole. A good twist is something that can absolutely make or break a book or a TV show or a movie. It can just change the whole experience. It can make a bad something a good something, just with a really good twist. So when you get some dickhead telling you what that twist is before you've even read it, before you've even gone to see it, it sucks. Imagine watching all of Game of Thrones but knowing from the start everything that's going to happen. And I mean everything. It wouldn't be as good. One of the best TV experiences in the world would be completely ruined. I hate it, and I think what I hate most about it is just how people think it's funny. I have a mate who didn't know, unfortunately, how much spoilers actually piss me off, and he happened to spoil the twist in the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find the movie, and I can honestly say that it ruined the movie for me, because the whole time I was sitting there wondering when that would happen. Needless to say, he never spoiled anything for me again. They're still looking for his body. Anyway, that's it. That's my bookish pet peeves. These aren't really things that keep me up at night, but they do frustrate me when I come across them, so yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Catch ya.